Well, that's really a collaboration between the writer and the actor. When you're I like to write parts for specific actors because I've worked with them, and so I already know the kinds of things they do. You know, most of the great plays that were written. The playwright was a part of an acting company. You know, Aeschylus and Moliere and Shakespeare were all parts. They knew the actors. Shakespeare would not have written Hamlet if he didn't know Richard Burbage, if he didn't know everything that Burbage did. You know, so I try to write for actors that I know. When I have a part that I'm writing where I don't know an actor, what I'll try to do is imagine some actor that I do know. You know, like a famous actor, like, you know, I'll go, oh, I'll write this as if Katharine Hepburn was doing it or Scarlett Johansson was doing it, even though I know she's not going to do it. At least I have some image in my head. But I'm telling you, the minute that you cast it, you start to give it over to the actor, and they start, you know, they start coming up with things. And the better the actor, the more inventive they are. And that's what a lot of fun is, to see, you know, to work with the actor and really come up with all those mannerisms and rhythms. You know, we were doing one of the parts on Oz. I had written as like a, you know, a homeboy, and this wonderful actor came in and he read it, and he didn't read it very well. And I said to him, well, where are you from? I really thought it was interesting. I said, where are you from? And he said, well, I'm originally from Nigeria, but I currently live in London. And I said, oh, well, could you do it, same scene, but do it Nigerian? Do it with, you know, as if you were home in Nigeria. And he did it, and the scene was so much better than what I had written, because I just wrote kind of an obvious scene, and by him being Nigerian, it suddenly had all this other stuff going on. And so I cast him, and it was the actor Adewale, who played Adebisi. And then he talked about coming up with stuff. He came up with the hat, you know, that he had this little hat that he wore. He just said, I'm going to wear this hat. And I was like, oh, that's great. I had no idea. Sure, wear a hat. I don't care. And he kept it on his head. And well, what he did was he would shave his head, but he would leave the area where the hat was just so it was like Velcro. And people would go like, how does he keep the hat on his head? And that became like the big thing. You know, nobody cared about the show. They only cared about Adewale's hat, you know.